I want to break down some newsy nuggets about the receivers.
Hey, you know what, James? I love
What's
it
up?
when you check into Snitchville. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, well, I'm a permanent resident, so here we go. Listen, just in a new neighborhood right now, and that's Indianapolis. DJ Moore, you know him well.
No. Yes.
And we had kind of talked
You
about
talk my
this a
spirit
little
animal?
bit. Yes. This guy is still, I think, a really good receiver. And
He
other
is.
teams think
Yep.
the same thing. And he could
Yep.
be potentially on the move. And you and I had this
Yeah.
discussion a little bit, right? Of where all the fit is in Chicago.
Bro, I've had so many people approach me, and I had a conversation with a former player, and I was defending DJ. When you talk about that last play, there are some fans, there are some people that said DJ Moore was lollygagging. He gave up on the route. Look, I'm just going to tell you what I see. First of all, DJ Moore did not give up on that route. If you go back and look at the context of that route and how the game was going on, you remember when Caleb Williams, when he is on rhythm, not playing that pickup ball and trying to extend plays, Ben Johnson's offense is so much better, right? They're firing all cylinders. They're explosive plays. The run game is going on. Play action is there. But when he starts to go ahead and ad-lib, there's things that it messes up that offense. He's running a deep over. When he runs that deep over, you don't throw the football that far out. You're supposed to throw that ball within the first or second hash, not the numbers. So DJ Moore is running that route, and he's running that route whether you like it or not. He's a human being, and human beings deal with behavioral habits.
I love this.
And when you're running your route and you go, he on that again, he's not on the timing like our offense. So you run that route and you're looking, and at some point you go, bro, he can't throw me the ball because the ball is supposed to be thrown over there, not over here. Now, yes, you're going to say, oh, Steve, he still needs to go after it. Yes. But you remember the guy undercut him and the corner, the other defender, it was two people there. If he throws the ball on time when he's supposed to, that's a deep over. He's supposed to hit him in between the hashes.
You're saying DJ kind of adjusts himself because of the way the timing of it is going. He's having to.
No, I didn't. I'm not saying he adjusted himself. What I'm saying is he ran the route full speed of where he was supposed to get the ball. Then he's running now like he would.
Oh, you were saying.
Caleb should not have thrown that football at that time. He was out of the route. You're not supposed to throw that pass with that route that late. Bottom line, I'm just telling you. And that messes up the rhythm of the receiver. Yes, you're supposed to do your job, but it's hard to do your job when what your job requires a Phillips, and they gave you a damn hammer.
I say a flat hat. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Phillips.
Phillips, yeah, Phillips. I got you.
So with DJ being on the radar, on the trade block, he is. Here's why.
He is.
They have Luther Burton, who's done outstanding. Ron Duze is the number one wide receiver, right? They got the two tight ends.
Yep. Loveland's like a receiver. I mean, it's, yeah.
Yes. So two pass catchers who line up as tight ends. They don't, there's not enough plays and footballs to go around when you have DJ Moore, because here's the other part. You still got to let your quarterback eat. Your quarterback likes to get in rhythm by running, likes to, do off-schedule stuff. He likes to get razzle-padazzle. And guess what? You hocus-pocus on the wrong play. So
Yep.
that's the way I see it. Now I know Bears fans, and I know folks gonna say, man, you always taking up for wide receivers. Yeah, and who am I supposed? I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
I take up for wide receivers when I think you are misquoted, and then also too, I call it how I see it when I think a guy isn't doing well. So you got to pick what you want. You want the truth, or you want me to brown nose everybody?
No.
You pick. Let me know in your comments.
No, listen, they come here for the truth, Steve, and that's what they're going to get.
Brown, so.
No, well, yeah, come on. They come here for the. Listen, he's due $23 million. That's not like an absorbent amount of money. I think this is a player, to my understanding here in Indy, teams are asking the Bears about, and this is one to monitor for sure. Another one to monitor, certainly, and I did have a conversation at length with Nick Sirianni, is obviously A.J. Brown. My understanding is Jimmy Sexton is talking to teams. They're kind of seeing what's what, I believe, throughout all of this right now.
Hell of a agent.
Oh yeah, he really is. He really is.
Man, Jimmy Sexton can sell water to an Eskimo and ice cubes to a penguin.
He probably could. He'd love the challenge, I think. Nick and I had a conversation, and from Philly side of things, it seems like they want to keep him. Nick was like, he actually said this, I'm excited to keep working with AJ this year in 2026. Yeah. We want elite players.
That's cold. He ain't going to be there.
Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you the facts.
Your facts are correct, but that's also code for let me go ahead and make sure we say all the right things so we can get the most money or the best compensation for or the most bang for our buck.
Mm-hmm. Totally, and Howie Roseman was very honest, and we know Howie's one of the biggest wheel-in dealers in this league, right? So
really good.
He is going to sit there and keep the phone lines open, and if AJ, I think this is a big part of it. If he doesn't want to be there, and I think a lot of people think that right now. I don't know if that's crystal clear yet, but that's really, if he doesn't want to be there, I think they do make the move specifically. But I don't think they'd be upset if they worked something out and he stayed, and they're in this like window right now. But we did have this conversation. I want your take on this part of it. Nick and I talked about Devontae Smith.
The Slim Reaper, my dog.
The Slim Reaper, your dog. And we brought you up, and he goes, tell Smitty this. There is nothing I think Devontae Smith can't do on a football field. I think that's pretty accurate, man.
Did he take? I know I said that.
Coach stole your line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Devontae Smith is a number 2 wide receiver with A.J. Brown, who's actually a number 1 wide receiver on that offense. Mm-hmm. The difference is he stays so consistent, keeps his mouth closed. Devontae Smith has done things and handled circumstances that, man, I just wish I had that temperament. But he's done a great job.
Yeah.
Man, he's done such a great job. But he's a number 1 wide receiver who doesn't complain, plays his role. But if he was on another team, he would be putting up the same kind of numbers A.J. Brown was. The offense would be flowing through it. But A.J. Brown is such a dominant football player who does a great job, and you've seen it over the years. Now, obviously, the last couple of weeks of the season, how the season transpired, no one is valuing him like that in Philly, and they're he's the top of every conversation. But let me tell you, bro, the Slim Reaper, excellent. A.J. Brown, wherever he gets. Now, here's something that people are saying that I don't think really fits, and this is just my humble opinion.
Oh, hit me.
I don't believe A.J. Brown can fit the New England Patriots because they have so many young players that they need to still continue to develop. And if you bring A.J. Brown in, now he automatically – A.J. Brown is – you're not trading for A.J. Brown for him to sit on the bench.
No, he's going to get his looks.
But he cannot play – in the offense the way Stephon Diggs was utilized in that offense in the underneath routes. He is a deep
vertical
intermediate route runner. He's not shallow crosses. He's not getting motion and do all of that stuff. That's not what his game is. He's he's stocky. He doesn't stop and start as fluid as Stephon Diggs was asked to do. I don't think that that's a viable place to go for him because you automatically sit down someone, and that someone could be Pop Douglas. That means now you also, which Kyle Williams, while he didn't play a lot last year, and he didn't really play until someone got injured because they had Kayshon Boutte.
Yep.
Right? They just got a lot of young players who are growing into their role, getting better each and every week and game. And so if you add A.J. Brown to that mix, you now stymie not just one player. You sit one player, and now you stymie and slow the maturation process and growth of all the other receivers because A.J. Brown is a number one wide receiver, high volume, high targeted wide receiver.
Totally see that. Totally see that. The other thing I would add to that is if you remember when, and I know Mike Vrabel was a little upset about the trade, obviously, but Tennessee decided to move on from A.J. and make the trade with Philly because they did have concerns about his knee. Now, I'm curious if everybody that Mike's still tied to would go, you know what we want to do? 4 more years on the knee that we were already worried about. Yeah, let's trade for him again. I could see that playing a factor in it as well in terms of New England taking a look at it.
Let me throw this dig in there. So they worry about A.J. Brown's knee, so they trade him. Then they got Trey Burks, who didn't play very well. Oh, okay.
Well, listen, I think midway through a lot of that, they go, can we get A.J. back, please? Yeah. I mean, like, I mean, you always, they knew it wasn't a player for player, right? But you always sometimes when you're looking at the numbers
but I'm
of the
just
value,
telling you,
for sure.
Sometimes you got to be careful. And you start to drum up and you start to, you start to have preconceived notions of, well, he has an injury. Every player has some type of injury. Doesn't mean that it's going to make him a damn quadriplegic and he can't play football.
No, but this is what teams do, right? They try to hedge their bets. Yes. They try to play the odds. It was the same reason why people I talked to in Kansas City, Steve, were like, we feel like Tyreek's not going to stay healthy. Well, then he goes and has like several amazing seasons in Miami, and it was just part of their equation of moving on from him. The other, just to put a ribbon on it, just keep an eye on the Slim Reaper this year. Like that's what from our conversation, that's the reading I get from talking to Nick a little bit, which I like.
I got my private eye on it.
Yeah, you got Let's go. Another guy to keep an eye on, George Pickens. I talked to a lot of people, Steve, last couple of days.
Tell me what they're going to do.
What they going to do? Thinking that, like, because I heard there was a person or two in that building going, well, all right, if we could tag George Pickens, what
that's
could we
a bad
now
move.
get?
He ain't going to take
He's not going to
take that tag very good.
Let's get to that. But the first part is, could
we
trade him? Could we trade him after we tag him and get some of these picks back? That we gave up for Michael Parsons, right? Like they don't have a second or a third this year. They got the one that so 2 ones actually. But it's seeming more like he is going to be playing in Dallas, and I think he's going to play on the tag, and it's not going to be a very comfortable situation. But guess what? Jerry does not mind discomfort at all, right? But what's this offseason going to be like? Yeah, well, he's gone through it. I mean, Zeke didn't show up forever. I think CD didn't show up.
But this time you got players like Dak Prescott who are speaking up. Don't play this game, Jerry. At some point, you're going to get burned. At some point, somebody going to do something you didn't have on the bingo card.
I think that was Micah Parsons. Like, I think Micah was the
and George Pickens, it's a photo finish. George Pickens, he ain't too far.
I think, but okay, if they can get it, do you think this could be the best offense in football? CeeDee Lamb, bring back Javonte Williams. They already signed him.
Absolutely.
Jake Ferguson, George Pickens. I think they can be. I think they really can be.
I think they can be. Right? CeeDee Lamb and what he's able to do, how they move him around, and then you got George Pickens doing his thing, right? So you got – normally most teams only have one primary good corner. The second corner is the second corner for a reason, and the nickel is the nickel for a reason. So it just makes them so unstoppable. It shows where Brian Schottenheimer, his ability to commit to running the football. And Ferguson, he's a beast. He's like the warden of the jail. He does a really good job. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure getting George Pickens and tagging him. And here's my thing. George has done a really good job of showing that he knows how to conduct himself as a professional. We also know too, in contract disputes, players get frustrated quickly because they're planning their life. They're trying to get set up, and they think they earned it, right? And you have told them, too, throughout the year, man, we'll take care of you. Just be patient. We got you. We got you. Yeah. Right? How many times did we heard Jerry at times talking about, man, we'll sign him right now. How do you know we're not talking to him right now? So I think you got to be careful dangling the carrot, because sometimes when you dangle that carrot and then you take it away and then you try to get on top of that horse is going to buck you off now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the tag is going to be $28 million for George Pickens.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. But players don't like the non-security of it, right?
Mine
it's a
nickels,
1 year,
though.
but I still love you.
Mine
Yeah,
in nickels.
Well, they'll pull up a dump truck and take care of that for your nickels, Steve. Listen,
like mulch in my driveway.
Yeah, just hey, got your neighbor walking by. How many nickels you got there? 28 million. Got $28 million's worth of nickels out here.
Actually, it won't be $28 million.
It'd be $28 million worth of nickels.
No, 14. Yeah, it'd be 14 after taxes.
14 after
14 million.
Point. Yeah. Then another dump truck comes, takes a bunch of your nickels away, and you don't get them anymore. Yeah.
You take my nickels out of my driveway if you want to.
But it was interesting. I was trying to get to the bottom, Steve, of are they gonna maybe tag and trade? Because there's some rumblings. I'll just throw this out there, they would be in on Max Crosby if he was available. So would they want some picks back to go get Max if you did something? So, but everything I'm hearing is they are going to keep George. So we'll see.
Hold on though. I don't know if George fits Clint Kubiak's offense.
No. They wouldn't trade. They want if you trade George somewhere, you get the picks to help you to replenish you to do the cross.
Okay,
yeah,
exactly. I thought
Yeah. No, not team for team, but just try to get the assets to be able to do.
I was like, I don't see George. George doesn't really thrive in that type of structured offense like that.
Good point.
Because that's the
really
timing, that's positioning, that's a lot of things. And George a freelancer, the way he runs his routes, all that stuff, I think it would frustrate Clint a little bit.
Gotcha. Oh, it's good to know, actually.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. I've seen everyone have comments and watch the episode, got a ton of impressive and inspiring messages from people saying that my sit down with Cam Newton on 4th and 1 was exceptional. It gave me an opportunity to really take ownership on my behavior as an older veteran player, but also it gave a great example of the work that I've been able to do over the years to really understand how my mental health has and will affect me as I get older and then through life altogether. The network that BetterHelp has is up to 30,000 credentialed therapists, and they allow you to work around your schedule. There's not a lot of counselors who do Zoom and also work around your schedule, so you can eat lunch and have a salad and also get your mental health ready and get back to work. BetterHelp is helping a ton of people. It's helped me, and hopefully it'll help you. Visit betterhelp.com/89 to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/89.
Before we go, I have another player I wanted to mention to you. I had a conversation with Joe Brady the other day, and I said to him, "Hey man, you're now the main guy. And you've been running this offense though. Tell me what you think of Khalil Shakir. Is he as good as I think he is?"
The bow-legged bandit?
He goes, he is awesome. But what Joe said, which I'm interested, he goes, we need to unlock him a little bit more. I need to do more as an offensive mind.
That means they may put him outside a little bit more.
Do you think he can do that?
I think he can.
I guess as a receiver, when you look at his skill set, what could you add to how they use it? What else can he do?
Allowing him to play outside.
Okay.
I think you give him the opportunity to either succeed or fail. Can he play outside, right? This is not a shot. It's just football, and that's my dog. It's kind of like the Devin Hester situation. Remember when Devin Hester, hell of a return, Hall of Famer, right? Mm-hmm. And he had his opportunity to play wide receiver. Mm-hmm. And I thought he did well. But when he played outside, it was just a little bit different. Mm-hmm. But you got to give a guy an opportunity to see. Now, Devin Hester excelled when he was in the slot. And I think with Shakir is Let him play outside. First of all, I was up there when they first drafted him. He was injured from Boise State, and so they were still kind of like, well, we don't really know about this kid, right? And then you go out there, baller. So I think you give him the same opportunity. He may not look the part, but he has all the intangibles and all the tools inside. And he's a hell of a football player. He's extremely smart. He's a hard worker. He knows how to get in and out of his breaks. I think he can take all how he's created free access for himself at times in the slot. Yes, they put him in motion, but he's still stationary stand sometimes, and he can get active. I think he can do a really good job, right? Put him at Z, don't put him at X. You put him at Z. If you put him at stationary stand where he's on the ball, I think that's where he'll struggle a little bit not because he can't play, he's been used to playing. Great. This is a great analogy. I heard a kid tell me this one time, man, it was fantastic. There's a kid that I know he's playing soccer, and he played striker his whole life. He's playing striker his young life. Then he gets up to AAU or travel soccer, and because he was so skilled, they moved him to center mid.
Okay.
Moving to center mid and excelled. Got a scholarship, ended up playing soccer. He played, I think, 4 or 5 years at center mid. Got to college, wasn't traditionally center mids in college. They're tall. 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". He wasn't that tall, so they put him back at striker. He hadn't played striker in 4 years. He lost the knack of creating his own shot.
Yeah.
Yes. And so what they end up doing? Moving them to right center back.
Oh.
Right?
Bouncing around.
Because, yes. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to be careful. You don't want to take a guy where he's been a couple of years playing in a slot, moving around, and then if you put him at X, stationary stand, man, that's a different game plan. That's a different way that you go about your job. And that can be problematic.
I love that. I'm excited to see him get unlocked a little bit more. I mean, I want more people to notice he's a really, really good player.
Hey, first of all, that's a lie. You underselling. That boy can ball.
Okay. There. Appropriate. Some good news and nuggets here from Indy Steve here about these receivers.
Yeah, it was, man. You know what I love? I love when we could just talk ball and just
right?
just shoot the shit.
Go. Just go, man.